Good morning, children. Today in Social Science and Economics in class 9, we continue the lesson Poverty as a Challenge. And we had earlier discussed about the different causes, that there is unemployment among the people. Even if they are educated, they don't get jobs. The people who are illiterate, they have difficulty. So they are not able to fulfill the needs of the family, or the basic needs are not fulfilled. So it is important that we reduce this level of poverty so that everybody has a reasonable standard of life, of living, and fulfill their needs also. Now we come to the group vulnerable to poverty. Which are the groups? That is vulnerable, which mean that they are more exposed to being harmed on account of poverty. So they suffer more than the other people. People who have jobs, people who are earning enough, they will have no difficulty, of course, but it is the poor people who suffer more than anybody else also. So here if we see that which are the groups who are more impacted due to this. There's poverty among social groups and economic categories. And this also varies vastly in India. How? Now, which are the social groups? Now, the socially vulnerable groups are the households of members who belong to the SCs and STs and OBCs. These are the categories who are socially impacted because of that. So they are more, they suffer more because of poverty. Then economically, which are the vulnerable groups? These are the rural landless laborers. That is, landless laborers who don't have any land at all to cultivate, and they depend on or rely on the farmers, on the medium or the big farmers who employ them when they need work. So their employment is not regular. And the same goes in the urban areas. Now, this was in rural areas where the people suffer, but also in the urban areas where there are casual laborers at construction sites, for instance, like during the monsoon season when the work is reduced. So they are also impacted because of their irregular employment. So when they get work, they get paid, and when they don't get work, they are not paid. So these are the two groups that we have. We have the socially vulnerable groups, that is the households of the and members who are from the SCs and the STs and the OBCs, and economically vulnerable groups are those we have both in rural and in urban areas, where we have the landless laborers in the villages, and in the urban areas we have the casual laborers who may be employed, and that who may be employed at times and who may not be employed at times also. Now, there has been a decline in poverty in the last few years in our country, if we consider. That is, among the poor families also we see that there is a difference of how the people are treated or how the members are treated. That is, there is a difference that exists among the poor families also. Like the girl child, women and elderly members, they do not have access to the resources which are available to the others in the family. For instance, the preference is always given to the men folk in the families and not to the elderly members, who sometimes people don't bother about them, then the female child also and the women. So most of the resources are utilized for the men in the family. So that is why we say that they are the poorest of the poor. That meant that in the poor families also, there are certain members who suffer more on account of poverty. Now, if we take the different states of India, the proportion of poor people is not the same in every state. Just as the population differs in different states. The highest, of course, we have Uttar Pradesh, where there is 16% of population. Maharashtra has 9%, Bihar has also 9%, West Bengal has 8%, Andhra Pradesh has 7%, and of course the other states also, but it is lesser than what we just talked about, the different states also. Likewise, the poverty also is different in different states. The level of poverty is different in different states. In 2011 and 12 estimates, the ratio was about 21.9% poverty in the country. Then among the states, if we consider, Bihar and Odisha are the ones that continue to be the poorest. Bihar has, for instance, 33.7% poverty and Odisha has 37.6% poverty. There are other states also, like Uttar Pradesh is there, Madhya Pradesh is there. These states also have poverty. It's not that the level of poverty or people are not poor in the other states, but in these states it is definitely higher. Then there has been a decline in poverty in some states, one can say. For instance, Kerala is there, Jammu and Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and West Bengal. In some of these states, the level of poverty has decreased. It has come down. It has declined because of certain steps that were adopted in these states. Now, we take up what are these steps adopted by these states and how the level of poverty has come down. It's not that it has been completely removed, but definitely there has been a great impact due to these steps and measures adopted in the different states. Now, what are that? Number one, if we take the example of Punjab and Haryana, they produce a maximum agricultural production takes place over there. So they, you can say the increased production over there is due to the green revolution that was introduced and implemented in the country. So Punjab and Haryana have really played a major role because their agricultural produce is one of the largest states that they are producing and providing to the rest of the country. Then we see that in Kerala, you can say that they developed their human resources. How human resources, that meant that they invested more in the education of people. They felt that education was of utmost importance, and therefore that is how they were able to reduce the level of poverty in their country. Now, Kerala is also one of the states where almost there's 10% literacy. So that is what they considered the most important. So they emphasized upon the education of the people and investment in the education of the people. Then if we take the example of West Bengal, for instance, they introduced land reforms. So that is how they were able to reduce the level of poverty in their state. Then if we take the example of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the public distribution of food grains at subsidized prices, that means at extreme low prices, so they have helped to bring down the poverty in their state. Then we take the example of Jammu and Kashmir, for instance. There are numerous economic activities. That is the potential that existed over there. They converted that potential in various sectors, and that in turn created a lot of employment opportunities, and that is how they were able to benefit. So they were able to earn decent incomes. So these are some of the measures where in one state we see that more emphasis was given on the green revolution, as a result of which the agricultural production increased, and that was one method. Then in Kerala, the education was emphasized upon. Then somewhere the food grains are provided to the poor at subsidized prices, and various other employment opportunities in all the states, of course, in order to help the poor people. Because when people get employed, then only can they earn, and then only can they support their families and have a good education also for the children and look after their family in the best possible manner. Then we see that global poverty scenario. Now, it is not only that the poverty is more to be seen in India and not in the other countries, although in the whole world, if we see that poverty has reduced in the world from in 1990, where it was 43%, in 2008, as per the World Bank, it came down to reduced to 22%. So it has definitely come down a great deal. Then, according to the World Bank, the level of poverty is defined according to the fact that if a person is living on less than $1.90 per day, then that person is considered to be poor. Other countries also we have, like China, like Latin America, there has been a decline in poverty. And we see that the United Nations proposes this new sustainable development goals, that is, of how development can continue and it can be sustained as well. It can carry on as well. So, to end all types of poverty in the world. So, we see that poverty exists everywhere. And in our country, particularly after the independence, it has continued to be a challenge. And the government has tried its level best to help the people who are poor so that their basic needs can be fulfilled, but not only basic needs, but the education of the children is looked after, healthcare facilities are provided to them also, employment opportunities are given more. And for this, like the banks propose to give loans to the farmers, small farmers also, so that they can bring about changes and improvement in their methods of production and their land and their fields. Then even small industries also, loans are easily given to them nowadays, and for self-employment also. So all these are the different measures. We know that poverty is a major challenge, but every challenge can be overcome. So those are the ways and means of how poverty can be reduced in the country. Thank you.